I want to talk about recursion, but first, I need to talk about recursion. Welcome to the Time Treadmill. I'm Ron, and these are my sweaty thoughts about Doctor Who. But actually, first, I want to talk about the number 3. Specifically, at the end of Castrovalva, there are now 3 firmly established traveling companions of the Doctor. This harkens back to the very origins of the program. For the first several years, there were always 3 companions plus the Doctor. That hasn't been the case now for a very long time. Since the dawn of the Color Era, it's pretty much always been one companion. With the 3rd Doctor, it was Liz Shaw, or Jo Grant, or Sarah Jane Smith. With the 4th Doctor, it's been either 1 or 2 companions, where you had Sarah Jane Smith with Harry Sullivan, you had Leela, and then later on the addition of K9, and then we had the 2 Romanas. It's just been in the build-up to the 5th Doctor where we suddenly started accruing extra companions. And so now we have Adric, Tegan, and Nyssa, but the challenge with having 3 companions becomes what to do with all of them. And unfortunately, the best solution that the writers come up with is pretty much every story has at least one of them incapacitated or captured and taken out of the action for the bulk of the story. In the case of Castrovalva, it's Adric being the prisoner of the Master throughout the entirety of the story, right up until the final moments. But still in all, it's nice to see a full TARDIS crew again for the first time in ages. Even in the modern era, that won't be the norm until again with the 13th Doctor. But I'll get to that later next year. Now, let's talk about recursion. The story of Castrovalva completely surrounds the notion of recursion, of functions calling in upon themselves. It's first raised in part 1 of Castrovalva, where Tegan is trying to figure out the TARDIS computer system and is looking for an index file and wishes she could look up index file in the index file to find it. But it's not really until parts 3 and 4 where it truly comes into force, with the entire nature of Castrovalva folding in upon itself and it turning out to be a construct of block transfer computations devised by Adric under coercion from the Master. And I have to say, recursion is a powerful, powerful concept. As a software developer, I vividly remember the first time I actually stumbled upon and used recursion as a way to solve a problem, and it was amazing. It was an incredible way to dig into a tree structure of problems and then climb its way right back out. It was an incredible revelation for me, and has been a powerful tool in my toolbox ever since. And so, just speaking as a geeky software developer, I'm delighted to see recursion being used as a major plot point in such a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey series as Doctor Who. But hey, speaking of software development, I need to wrap this up and actually get to work and write some more recursive functions, so I'm going to call it a day. I will see you tomorrow with the first story actually filmed by Peter Davison for To Doomsday. I'll see you then.